Hello, beautiful people, and how are you all doing today? It's Saturday Live with Oye, and it's called the Parenting Essentials. And I'm glad to be here, and I believe you are happy to be with me today. So, wonderful people, let me know where you're joining me from. My name is Oye Esther, and I'm your family life practitioner and your parenting coach. And every Saturday evening, I show up here to hold your hands on this beautiful, beautiful journey called parenting to give you essentials that is going to be a very, very vital key in your journey. All right. And today I'll be talking about something very important, something we all need, which is a kind of continuation of what I've been talking about in the previous weeks. All right, before I continue, I want to say hello. How is the weather like in your side today? Is it rainy? Is it windy? Is it very hot? Are you also in the desert like we are? Is it burning hot? Or I believe we all had a good day, whatever the case might have been today. I believe it has been a good day. And if the day didn't go as planned, as I always love to tell you that, do not worry, because everything is still going to work out fine. Maybe you are not able to get what you desire today, what you wanted to achieve. That should not mean you should give up, because there is always light behind the tunnel. All right, once again, you're welcome to Parenting Essential. And today I'll be talking about from guilt to grace. From guilt to grace. Embracing your worth as a parent. We're talking about from guilt to grace, and we're going to journey on how we are all going to embrace our worth, who we are in this beautiful journey called parenting. All right, let me know if you can hear me clearly, if I'm audible, if everything is okay. Let me know so that I can get into it, because I'm going to be here briefly because I have another meeting that is super important after now. All right, I can see that you are there on Facebook. I've not checked. I think Instagram is not live. I think we're going to see if we can put it live. But if you are used to Instagram and it's not live, we apologize. You can join on YouTube or Olawi Esther Oyelayo or The Vision Guide. And if you can hear me, let me know where exactly you're joining me from. And let me know if you can hear me clearly. And if I'm audible enough so that we can get started. All right, from guilt to grace. And that is what we're talking about today, embracing your worth as a parent. And I think a lot of parents quite do not know who they are or what they want due to some experiences or what they have been through. And that is what I will quickly talk about today. So today's session is nothing about perfection. And any of our session, when we talk about parenting journey, I always say that it is nothing about perfection. It is just a journey that we are learning per day and we are moving. So I'm going to emphasize that today's session, it is nothing about perfection. It is all about healing. It's all about growing. It's all about walking in truth. Can I say that again? And I want you to underline the part of walking in truth. It's about our healing. It's about our growth. It's about our walking in truth. And that is the focus today. So many of us might have asked ourselves, as a parent, you might have asked yourself, what am I even good enough? Or am I doing enough? You might have been in a situation that made you ask this question from yourself. Am I doing enough? Am I good enough? Am I even failing my child? Today, I'm going to try as much as possible to go very slow, even though we don't have a lot of time. But it's very important to take this in a very, very calm way so that we can get the healing that we deserve. Let's make it a little bit of therapeutic, even though the meeting after now is going to be a lot of therapeutic session. And I'm going to be inviting you to our closed room, which I'm going to be talking later. Am I failing my child? Have you ever gotten to that point of asking that question? And those questions, or this kind of question, they come from a place of, maybe a confused state. Maybe you're frustrated, maybe a little bit of anxiety, you're tired. A lot of things is going on, or a lot were going on, and you couldn't even picture what you were doing at the time, or if you were actually doing the right thing for your child. That is when you start to ask yourself this kind of question. So how do we move from the position of guilt to grace? What are the things that we need to know for any parent who is in the state of guilt? So we want to journey from that guilt to grace. We want to embrace our worth, who you are, who you really are. But I think one of the most difficult part of this journey is because many do not know who they truly are. Many are not aware who they are and their worth. And this is because of the issue in the past. Experiences, traumatic experiences have made them to lose the touch of who they really are. Or it has made them to actually forget, they've forgotten who they are or who they were. And that thing or that person that you were, you are still the same person. But situation or whatever it is has painted it to you that, you are not enough. You're not just a good parent, or you can't do it enough. And that is why we are taking this journey in a calm way today. Understanding guilt, we have to understand guilt tripping in parenting. And I'm not just talking about what people are telling you or how people perceive you. Sometimes parents can be guilt tripped because of the environment, because of the society, because of people or what they see around them. But sometimes, you might be your personal, you might be guilt tripping yourself without any other person. You just feel like you look at the mirror, you don't even see anybody that is worthwhile. You don't see anything. It's just ringing in your head. So you have to understand what is guilt tripping in parenting. So what is guilt tripping? When we talk about guilt tripping, what comes to your mind? What do you understand by the word guilt tripping? I'm just going to make it simple so that we can understand what this is, so that we can be on the same page, so that you do not waste your time, or I do not waste my time, or waste each other's time. This is about feeling bad about everything. Everything you take time to do, everything you're doing, you just feel bad. You don't even understand if it is good enough. You do this. Even when you cook, you're not even sure it's good enough. You want to do something for your child, you're not sure it's good enough. When you feel bad about taking time for yourself also. You feel bad about, you want to get a time to today I'm going to make it a movie evening. I just want to rest. But the moment you want to do that, it's like, why would I do that? Is it even what I should be doing as a parent? You start guilt tripping yourself. That is what it means to guilt trip. You have every reason. Maybe you have listened to some lectures before. You've been to some webinars and seminars. You read a book. And you saw how a parent was, maybe they were resting, a mother was resting, or a father was resting, and something happened to their child. So you think, oh no, in that case, I cannot rest. I cannot attend to myself. The moment you want to do that, you feel bad. This is what I'm talking about. You can't just wrap your hand around it. You can't just think, why will I do this? But the question is, where is it coming from? Where is this guilt tripping coming from? At what place? How did you get to this point? Where is it coming from? This, I said at the beginning, it doesn't have to necessarily be about what people are telling you. However, a lot of people have found themselves in this position of always guilt tripping themselves because of the society. Societal pressure is there. Another way to guilt trip yourself as a parent is comparison. You're always checking what another person is doing. And today I want to talk to parents in general. Maybe you're a single mother or a single father, or you're co-parenting with your partner, or whatever it is. Or is it a home that feel like it's dysfunctional or is functional? I'm talking to everybody today. You might be a single parent, and over time, you know what? You just feel like, because of what you have heard, you just always feel you can't just achieve it. You can't just do it enough. I'm here to reassure you today that you're doing just fine. So what has led you to this point of asking question if you actually being a good parent, or you are not failing your child? It might be because of societal pressure, might be because you have compared over the time. how your friends, family, they're doing it, how you can actually achieve it. It might be about because of family expectation. This family expectation might be your immediate expectation, maybe within you and your spouse, or what your extended family is expected of you. You are not able to meet up with expectation, and you start guilt tripping yourself, or you being guilt tripped by their statement or by the way they behave. These are ways that a parent can get to the point of swimming or wallowing in guilt tripping. Another way that people get to the point of being guilt tripped is trauma. And I'm talking about personal traumatic experiences. It might be a childhood trauma. It might be any trauma. It might be maybe during work or something that, has caused a form of trauma and has led you to the point of always guilt tripping yourself. And another major one that can lead to guilt tripping is past mistake. As a parent, you're always looking into what you did wrong. Maybe you're a single parent and you're doing this alone and you don't even know maybe your partner or somebody. You understand what I'm saying? People get into the situation, but now they know better and they're doing fine with that child, that the growing glory that they have in their hand. This child is a blessing. It doesn't matter what happened, but you cannot just let go of the past event. So you always guilt trip yourself when you're supposed to brace up as a single father to help your child, or as a single mother. You're always thinking about those words that was said to you when you were pregnant. Unwanted pregnancy. You have heard a lot and you have said a lot to yourself. So the moment you look at yourself in the mirror, or you see this glory in your and you see nothing. All you see, or that comes to your mind, or you hear, or that's ringing in your head is a bastard, a nonsense child. I can't even do enough. There's no amount of thing I want to do that I can do this alone. Those words that have been said to you will start to ring, and you tend to always fall into the position of being guilt tripped. So these are reasons why people get into this state. And I want to focus on personal mistakes today, past mistakes. Because I think one of the things that is quite difficult to let go or to forgive yourself is past mistake, and most especially those ones that you were warned about. Maybe the boy that you had this beautiful baby for, this glorious child for, you were warned by your mom, you were warned by your father, your family, that guy is not good enough for you, but you never listened. Youthful, exuberant, you were just in love, teenage love, and this child is here now. But because you were truly warned and you stood your ground and you went against your parent, you find it so difficult to forget this past mistake. If this is still the state you are, you might not be truly able to help yourself. You might need to get help, not because of just yourself, but because of this beautiful glory and beautiful treasure that you have in your hands. That child is a blessing. It doesn't matter what happened or what went wrong. I care less about that. That child in your hand is a blessing. If you are dealing with that and you know that you need healing, please get help. Get help. So we're talking about from guilt to grace. So moving from guilt to grace sometimes might not be a journey that is so easy. Yes, healing takes time, and we definitely heal in a different way. The healing process of one is not the same healing process with another. So you might be talking to somebody who is not a professional, or has been through similar situation, and they have healed, but you keep listening to them and they do not know why you're finding it difficult to heal, because this is what they did and they are healed. That might not be the same process that is going to be your own healing journey. So that is why we always need to find a professional to talk to. Because if you don't do that, if you don't heal, you're going to destroy that treasure, the gold, that amazing child in your hand. You don't just know why you just get cranky sometimes. You shout, you just scream at that child for nothing. That is still ringing trauma and that is still ringing, that you might quickly need help for your healing process. And that is why, a lot of people will say, my child have behavioral issue. I know there are behavioral issues, but a child that's actually doing something normal, but because you all yourself, maybe you yourself have some baggages, you're traumatized, but you're not even aware. And some people, you don't want to listen. You're so full of yourself. Some healing can be tough. And before you can even start healing, you have to recognize that you're sick. How can you go to a doctor if you don't feel like you're sick? And sometimes some people actually feel sick, and you know that you are really terribly sick, but they just say, no, I don't need a doctor. I'm going to fix myself. And they will end up waiting until that sickness is going to go deeper, it's going to cause a major damage in their lives before they see the doctor. So also when we talk about trauma, the moment you know that, I am traumatized and I need to see a therapist, but I can do this alone. I just want to shield myself. I don't want people. What will a therapist say? The therapist, what will they say? If I see a doctor, if I see this, the moment you're waiting, the moment you are causing more damage, and the moment you take time for the healing process to happen. So don't just think about you alone. Don't think about self alone. Think about that child. So do something today. So instead of just in the process of, you're floating in your head, just giving tag to that child. You have bad behavior. You have this. Everything you feel within yourself, you just pour out your bitterness to that beautiful child. There's nothing that child will do that will make sense, because you need healing. The child is going to do just what is right for a child to do. A normal child will do that same mistake, but you cannot stand that. You'll not be able to think about, why is he doing that? Why is she doing that? You're just frustrating me. No, sweetheart. The child is not frustrating you. You're frustrating yourself. And you can get the help that is required. But until you take time to say, no, I need to take time to reflect. Just what I said last week. I gave an homework for those who listened. I know a lot of people they watched that video after I was live. And I said in that video last week that there was an assignment that I gave to everyone, that go home and give yourself therapeutic space for self-reflection. That is when you can actually know what is going on. That is when you can know if there is a need for healing. If you didn't see that video, just go ahead. I don't want to repeat everything I said. Just go ahead and watch last week's video. How I said the therapeutic process should be done. I explained in detail in the previous video. So go ahead and check that. What many are saying to themselves is, I'm a single parent. I can't even provide like others. And to this, you are beating yourself. You're so bitter. You're so, you're tired. It's exhausting, I understand. But you're not even helping the matter, because you always see reason why you have reasons why to fail. You have reasons why you can't do it. I can't just give this child enough. Even when the child is not even complaining. But you just feel, you're not doing enough. Even when you're doing amazing to your child, you're sharing what you have in love. You're building very strong parent-child connection with this child or these children. But yet, within down, you don't know why you are always just... It's not about the child now. I'm talking about two different cases. For some, they're going to pass everything on to their children. Their bitterness, their trauma experiences and everything. For some, they try to manage that. They show them their children love, and they have good connection with these children, but within themselves, they are dying because they are bitter. They can't just explain why they are not happy. They cannot just explain. They just don't feel good. Even when they are giving everything to that child, they still feel like they are not enough. These are the point that you know what? Maybe you have gone through the process of being guilt trip over the time. And if you don't work on this thing on time, it might lead to a major issue and negative effect on this child that you're holding in your hand. I want you to just take a moment and think about one thing that you have felt guilty about in your parenting journey before. I want you to just think about it. Don't rush. Don't give me answer. I don't need your answer in the comment section. But just take a deep breath and just have a flash on your journey and think about what is that thing that I, you know what, I have, I felt so guilty about in my parenting journey. I felt bad. I felt terrible. Is there anything like that that you have ever experienced that made you, you felt so terrible? I want you to think about it. And this might be something very small. It might be something as little as maybe the child wanted something, maybe fast food, and at that time you couldn't even afford it. Maybe it was just McDonald's the child wanted, or it just KFC, whatever it is. You just can't explain why, and you cannot just forgive yourself. Why can't I just buy this for my child that is crying? And you are holding on to it, and you are not healing, and you're just always rejecting yourself. Have you ever been in that situation? What about you looking at the bright side? Okay, let me help you out. Can you think about something that you have done in this parenting journey that you're so proud of yourself? Has there ever been a time like that? That you did in this parenting journey, you did for your child or for yourself, but it's about the parenting process and you felt so proud. Has there ever been a time like that? So why not hold on to that and let go of the days you couldn't do enough and think about the brighter days ahead that you are going to be able to do more than enough. Don't forget, we call it a journey. So you couldn't do yesterday does not mean that's the end. You are still moving. We are on the motion. What about tomorrow? What about now? So why are you holding on to those things that you couldn't do? And not think about the things that you did well and the things that you're still going to do well. So the concept of not good enough has always been in existence. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Until you crack the nut, you might not be able to get to the state of looking at yourself in the mirror and say, oh yeah, oh my, you are just too beautiful. You are just doing amazing in your parenting. I love to shower myself praises. And if you do the same, it's going to help your life a lot. Trust me. I can take time and look at myself in the mirror and oh my God. Look at my amazing, amazing, beautiful children and say, oh my, I'm just the best parent God could have given to those children. I reward myself with praises. I'm not waiting for anybody to tell me you're doing fine. That's what I was talking about last week and the previous week about last week I dealt with overpraising, right? And I talked about the danger. The reason why you cannot look at yourself in the mirror and rain praises on yourself might be because you were overpraised by people or you were looking for validation and now you're struggling. That's why some of you are fighting with your spouse. My wife never she never said, well done, you're doing fine as a father, you are bringing. I'm not saying it's not good to do that. It's good to praise others. It's good to let it's good to let our spouse know how much we appreciate them, but don't wait for that. If you are waiting for that, you will die on the way because there won't be enough fuel in your gas. If you're waiting for motivation, your wife can be your motivator, but trust me, the day she will not be able to do it again, that marriage, that's the beginning of the beginning of the end for that home. So cultivate the habit of ensuring that no matter what, you are strong enough to praise yourself. So whatever praises you get from outside, maybe your spouse or from people, it's just a bonus. It's a bonus. So back to my point. We're talking about guilt to grace. Embracing our self-worth in this parenting journey. Knowing that you are just doing fine. You can't do much today. Maybe the kind of school you want to put your children, you cannot do it today. But that is not the end of the world. Just keep pushing, it will happen. But don't hold on to that bitterness. Don't hold on to, it was Christmas and my child had to use the clothes I bought last month. It's not torn. Another Christmas will still come again. You don't have to beat yourself or go on loan or be begging. No, another Christmas will come again. You bought that. You did well. And you will still buy another one. Always reassure yourself like that. You know, it is very, very important. It is super important. So you have to leave the circle of the emotional toll of self-judgment. You need to leave that. A lot of people have dwelt so much on this mountain. You just, you're on in a merry-go-round side, in a roller coaster of emotional toll. Oh my, time is gone. And if you don't move out fast, if you cannot do it, I've said before, you need help. That is going to always lead to anxiety. It's going to lead to depression. And that is why a lot of people, you cannot do it without, 1 minute you have, you are back to depression. Another minute you are out again. Because that is the point that you know that you need help. Leave that roller coaster. Embrace your self-worth. Say it over and over again that you are more than enough. Don't always push yourself to the point of getting into depression, withdrawal. When you see that, you just the things you love to do, you can't do them anymore. You love to watch movie, you love to spend time with friends, but these things, you know what, you don't just have energy. That might be the beginning of setting in of depression. You just want to keep to yourself. Even the child you're trying hard, and you can't even talk to that child anymore. You're going to be experiencing burnout because you know what? You don't know your self-worth. And we have to be careful. You have to be intentional. So what are the signs that will make you know that you're doing better than you think? You think you're not doing enough. You always think, I'm not doing enough and everything. Let me reassure you that you're doing more than enough. You're doing just fine. So what are the things that you need to look out for you to know that you're doing just fine and you're doing more than enough? Your child feels safe with you. That child that you think you're not doing enough for, when that child is with you, do you think the child is afraid or, the child can't stand your look? When your child is safe with you and feels safe with you, that tells you as a parent that you're doing enough, that you're just fine. Another reason that you may know that you're doing enough is you're always showing up. They have school PTA, they have party. You always make sure that you are available, even when it's not convenient. So, you're doing more than enough. But coach, I'm a single father. It's not easy. Yes, and that is why I said you're doing more than enough. This is the point that you pause and you pat yourself at the back and call yourself and say, well done. Hoye, well done. Don't wait for anyone to come pat you at the back and tell you well done. Can you do that right now? Give a smile. Pat yourself at the back and say well done. You are doing just fine. You're doing just fine. Your child is safe. You're always showing up. You're always taking time to reflect and want to improve. That is where you know that you're doing more than enough. You are not living in denial. You are not always running to hide. You can check yourself and you see that you are bitter, you need healing, but you want to live in denial. No, I'm fine. That is not a good sign. But you are always reflecting, doing self-check, and trying as much as possible to improve in the area that requires improvement. Then again, you say well done to yourself. This is how you embrace grace from guilt. This is how you focus on the positive side rather than focusing on the negative side. You have to be determined. This is not what anyone can do for you. It's your determination. It's your personal decision that I'm embracing grace. I am living gifts because I am good enough. So how else can you help yourself tonight? Take a note, get a pen, and write 5 things that you have done in this parenting journey that you are proud of. Write them clearly. And this can be something big. It can be something small. It can be a day that, you know what, the last money with you that day was maybe, let's say, $100 or $10 or $1. And your child requested for something that is the money. And you did it anyways. that might be the time that you have to give yourself an award and say, well done, super dad and super mom. So write these things, reflect on it, key things that you know that, no, I did well. And place it on places that you can see. And say, if I can do this, I can do better. And I am doing enough. You are just doing enough. Things that you have done in recent weeks. This that you are doing, even your child is talking about it. Write them down. Anytime you feel like you're falling back to guilt, go back to it and read it. I did this. My child is happy and I'm more than enough. And when you do this, it's also going to help your mental health. I'm going to be rounding up. It's going to help your mental health. It's going to help you a lot. There are quite a lot of things that you need to do. There are quite a lot of things that you can do. And that is why I'm going to be inviting you to another meeting that I have immediately after this. It's a closed room. It's on Zoom, where we're going to be going on a therapeutic journey, and we're going to be discussing in details. This meeting is actually for visionaries, but I want to keep it open to as many people that are interested to join us tonight. So if you need to join us tonight, because it's going to be starting in 25 minutes, you can send a WhatsApp message to the number that is displayed on the screen, and you're going to get the Zoom link to join us. There you're going to ask your questions, and we're going to go on a healing journey together. And it's going to be an eye-opener. It's going to be a relaxed and a non-judgmental environment. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I won't be able to cover all that I wanted to say today. But I believe that you have learned something that is going to help you to live out of guilt and embrace grace. It is very important for you in this parenting journey to live above guilt and embrace grace. That is only when you can have the peace of mind and journey successfully in this parenting. So I want to say thank you everyone for joining me today. I didn't talk about what you need because of time, but I'll be sharing other things in this closed room, what you need, how you can go about it, especially for single parent. I'm going to be sharing that in this in our closed room, because you can't do it on a solo journey. You need a community. You need somebody that can hold your hands. You need somebody that you can call upon. You need somebody that can help you when you don't have the strength. When you feel you're failing, you need somebody to be there for you. And we are going to be talking more about that in our closed room tonight. All right. If you're there, you're hearing me, I want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight on Facebook, on YouTube. Facebook, The Vision Guide. YouTube, The Vision Guide. Olawi Esther Oyelayo, thank you all for joining me tonight. God bless you. Omotola Olawore. Thank you so much, madam, for joining me. Okay, now I know you're done. Thank you, madam, for joining me today. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. All right, I'm just going to round up now because I'm preparing for the Visionaries meeting, and it's going to be beautiful. We're going to be discussing. We're going to be, the relaxed moment, and it's a tea party. So we're not going to judge you. If you're not the tea type, come with your coffee, come with your juice, and get it ready. It's going to be a very safe environment, and that is going to be in about 23 minutes. I want to say thank you everyone for joining me on YouTube, on Instagram. We are not live today. It didn't come up. We apologize for that. On Facebook, The Vision Guide, and YouTube, I want to say thank you all for joining me. And if you are seeing my face for the very first time today, this beautiful damsel here is called Oye Esther. And I am your family life practitioner and your parenting coach. And every Saturday evening, we come here to share essentials in parenting journey, where we hold hands to successful journey in our parenting life. Don't forget, it's a journey, it's not a destination. So we are so intentional not to miss road. We are so intentional to journey successfully. And that is why we are here. And don't forget, as we go, that parenting must be intentional. Intentionality has brought it this far. Must be purposeful, must be full of the vision. And this vision is what is going to guide you, your family, your spouse, jealously. And that is why we say only the vision guides. God bless you and stay blessed. Bye for now until I come your way again. Stay blessed. God bless you.